Looking for a new bike and you think you found a gem of a nice Titanium Litespeed? Oh, wait, there's a few things that you may miss, including myself, when picking this bike up. Ooh, shame on this mechanic. Hey, welcome back to Another Guy Bicycles, Hanging with the Guy. Hey, I'm Justin the Guy, and we are checking out this awesome Litespeed. Perfect listing, perfect price, but there are some scary things about this. Yeah, it's one of those deals where like, oh, you talk to an individual and you're like, oh, I go on my little whole song and dance about what I do and all those kinds of things. And, at first glance, the bike looks really good. I usually don't test ride them. I'm just mostly just checking if the wheels are true, nothing's damaged on the frame, that kind of thing. But I should have put this one on the stand. Once I put it in the stand in my shop, we found some seriously scary things. So these are the things that you want to look for and double check when you're looking for that used bike, because there are some awesome gems out there and plenty of upcycle life in a lot of these used bikes, which basically I've molded my whole business around. But this particular one would have been unsafe to ride even on a test ride. He's lucky that nobody got hurt because they could have turned around and his butt. So looking at this bike at first glance, number one, the cable routing. This will allude to another issue. But the cable routing here, you don't want the cable to be on the outside of this brake. You want to be on the inside so it doesn't get kinked out like it did here. So that can be a damaging portion. The shifters look immaculate. Yes, the covers are still pretty intact. As a shift, they seem to work, hit all the gears, not all gummed up. So that was a good thing. But, looking through the rest of the frame, the brakes actually look pretty good. Check the wheel true, make sure it's not any dings or wonky or any of that kind of nature. Also inspect the frame, make sure there's no cracks, all those kinds of things, as well as the rear wheel. Double check. Because being a professional mechanic, I know a lot of things I'm going to replace regardless. Cables and housing, clean the drive chain, maybe a new chain. Check on these old Jockey pulleys here, make sure they're not cracked, because that bottom one typically does crack. Sometimes the top one does too. And they're not too terrible expensive to replace. And proceeding over to the other side, you want to spin the wheel. You want to make sure you're not feeling some serious vibration through the frame, because that could be the hub itself causing some issues. And right here's another pinch point, I would say. The cable's a little too, or the housing is too short. So when you even tighten this down where it's to be at, it really binds up. So it's not going to give you the best braking performance or work correctly. So those are the kind of things that really stand out as a visual inspection. So the other day I'm going to okay, let's double check the shifting and all that. So having it on the stand, and granted, I'm using the right shifter, which goes to the rear derailleur, and I'm going through the gears and you can hear the clicks, right? But the derailleur's not moving, which is weird. And the cable's still taut, so even at its lowest level, it's not doing anything. And then I go to the front and shifting the gears. I'm like, wait, why is the rear derailleur shifting with the front shifter? This is baffling. So I go back to my front, and lo and behold, the front derailleur is being directed by the rear shifter. Well, I'll be damned, they have gotten both the cables going to the wrong derailleurs up front. Needless to say, number one, how did they do this in the first place? Number two, did they ride this like this? Because obviously it's not going to perform at all well. And number three, why didn't they fix it if they realized it was all messed up? I mean, you got the cut down here, cable crimps. It looks like it was done professionally. Is this done at the original shop at Conti's in the East Coast? No, I highly doubt that. Whatever, between here and there, somebody got really creative and did this massive F up cable routing. So regardless, you would have to switch this all out just to make it even functionally ride and be safe. Crazy. I have never, ever seen anything like this before. And yes, I have seen some very shady tree mechanicking going on over the decades I've been in the industry. This one definitely tops it because it has a professional look-ish, but yet it is completely wrong. And I've seen some brake cables be swapped because some people like the front to be the rear or right, whatever, because they ride motorcycles and that's how it is on motorcycles, or maybe the European market's something similar to that. But not shifting. Shifting is always designated right is rear, left is front. Yeah, I guess in this scenario it's really good to go to buy one bias because you only have one shifter and one derailleur because you wouldn't be able to confuse those things. But my goodness, this is insane because the bike is super clean. The wheels look immaculate. Looks like fairly, not too old cables in the housing, except for the, the routing of it was kind of questionable. But other than that, it should have been pretty much fine. Well, why would this be scary if they switched it? Well, it's not going to shift correctly. You're not going to have as many, well, basically you have 3-ish gears and it's never going to line up correctly in the back. Therefore, you may jump up on a hill climb or a descent and miss shift or skip a gear because you're between, it's not lined up. You can actually fall from this. And in the front, that's like the old school Campagnolo Sachs shifter, front shifter. There's like all those ratchets. You got 9 ratchets, but they don't line up to anything up front. It's not, I mean, I don't know. It's just mind-blowing. But in any case, I just wanted to highlight a few scary things from a bicycle that should have been pretty much dialed. And yes, this is the upper end titanium Ultegra componentry Mavic wheel bike. These things are usually pretty much not much needs to be done. This one is definitely not in that field of excellence. Well, we're either going to fix that or make sure this bike is going to be safe to ride. In any case, look for those things when you're looking at the used bikes out there. There are some gems to be had, but buyer beware. Safety first. If you question anything that you purchased used on the used market for bicycles, please take it to your local bike shop to have a mechanic do a safety check on it. They may point out a few things that you may have not seen, just in case. It's a safe thing to do. And whatever you may have saved on that bike is definitely not going to equate to an ER visit. So keep that in mind. In any case, thank you for hanging out with me in the garage. And if you got your bike all solid and safe and ready to go, go out there and have a wonderful ride. Until next time, have a wonderful day.